And one of those things is this race, McDowell Mountain Frenzy. Like Bryce said, it generally gets about 700 participants across 5K up to 50 miles. And there is no clear path for an athlete to get sponsored right now. There's nothing. Sure, if you're an outstanding athlete and you win Western States, you're probably going to get a sponsor. But there's a lot of elite athletes out there, and there is no clear path. Some athletes don't know. Do I need to contact the companies? Do they contact me? How does this work exactly? How many Instagram followers do I have? So it's not a clear landscape. So this idea of you get to come, just like, say, in Olympic trials, right? In the Olympic trials, if you're top 3, you go to the Olympics. It doesn't matter about anything else. It doesn't matter what happened early in the year, what races you've won in the past. So I like that concept of show up, have a day, and this could be your day. You could get that sponsorship. So to me, that's really important to have in our space for athletes trying to become professional trail runners. If you've been in this space for a decade or two, we've seen this space change tremendously from backyard or small local events to now there's lots of money in this space. And I think we've seen that exponential growth the last 10 years, literally. So brands are doing pretty well in this space. They're making some money. And I feel like I'm coming at this from the athlete side. I want more opportunities for the athletes. There's athletes putting 20, 30 hours a week of training. So this is a cool spot where you get to come. And I've been trying to encourage athletes, like if you've had a great training cycle, you're one breakthrough performance away, come take a shot. This could be your day. And what to me is exciting about this, it isn't all the stuff you get from Salomon and 6 Aravaipa race credits. That's already, I don't know, $4,000 or $5,000 worth of gear. The bigger sell to me is you're not getting in the door. You're going into the kitchen of one of the biggest, best trail running brands with Salomon, and what you do with that year, it's up to you, right? This could be, you're going to get counsel from some great athletes on the team. I expect the winner of this event to have an incredible 2023 and to be the next athlete we're watching on a national level.
That is incredible. I think that vision is so cool, to have like a level playing field for anyone to show up. Like you said, it doesn't matter if you have an Instagram account or you know the right person to talk to.
Exactly.
And the right in. It's like you work hard, you show up, you compete, you get a sponsorship.
It is. It's so cool. And about the race, right? So it's perfect for this. It's 40 degrees at the start. Usually gets to about 60. So it's ideal running weather. It's a little over 4,000 feet of climbing with, at mile 31, a big, brutal climb up Thompson Peak, sometimes up over 20%. And then you come back down, and then you got a roller coaster of desert to finish. So you don't need to be adapted to high altitude. You don't need to be this awesome technical mountain runner. You just need to be a good runner. You need to be a good runner, and you got to come out here ready to go and have a great day. Like, you just need to believe in yourself. I need to have this one great day. And it could literally be a career-changing moment in your running life.
That's amazing. Yeah, it's a great point. I mean, there is so many leveling factors here. I mean, it is, with the exception of Thompson Peak in the middle, a pretty runnable course, like extremely runnable course. But there still is that punchy climb. So it does level it out. You can't just be, an elite marathoner and just blitz it. It's like you're gonna have 40% grades there in the middle, up and down that thing.
Yeah.
Bryce, you just did it.
Well,
right?
Yeah, so I did it for the first time a couple days ago.
Oh.
It's steeper than I thought. To give anybody watching a visual for it, I think it's about to come up on the screen behind them there.
Get some great visuals.
But towards the top, I mean, it is just so steep. I don't understand how it's even a road, like how a car could get up that. Like,
I agree. I've gone up it once. It was a couple weeks before Western States, and I was like, I don't feel like driving to Order. Let me go hit this. And everyone's like, it's paved, but it's wicked steep. And I'm like, it can't be too steep if it's paved. I have no idea what they were thinking building this thing. That's why half of it's, not in any shape anymore. Going up is okay, and I consider a great downhill runner, but it's so steep and it's got concrete, I couldn't run down it, and I consider myself a great downhill runner. So it's It's pretty gnarly.
I thought the exact same thing as you, Scott. I ran up it, felt, decent. My calves felt like they were about to pop out of my legs. But then on the way down, it's just so hard to move fast.
You can't. It's incredible. Like, I thought I was going to bomb down it, thinking, like, I run down hills all the time. Literally couldn't. I had to switch back on the paved section. It was nuts.
It's like you have to go down like you're on skis. Like you have to shift, and then like your feet have to go to each side.
It's a slalom on the way down.
Yes,
for sure.
So it'll be pretty cool because that's at mile 31. So, and we're expecting, there's a lot of great athletes coming. So that's going to be the point at mile 31. You get to see, where am I at in this thing? How far am I up? How far am I back?
Because of the out and back.
Yep. You hit the aid station, and then it's got some rollers to finish with the last 19, but it's very runnable. So that'll be, if you excel in the mountains, that could be a spot. Hey, I need to be up when I get down here because I know I have so-and-so chasing and they're a better flat runner. If you're a better flat runner, you may be thinking like, all right, I got to take it easy on this climb, easy on this descent, and I can reel them in after. It's going to be cool. It's going to be a great race to watch. And when I think of, like, you can go to Western States, you can go to UTMB, and you're going to see the big stars in the sport, right? And you can see that, and that's cool. But this is like, it's kind of like the everyday star is coming out, right? This is the person that's in like your local running club that's won some local events and like, hey, this girl could be pretty good. Those are the people that were coming. We're trying to get those people from New England, from the Southeast, from the middle of the country, from the Northwest. We're trying to get all those local stout athletes and have our own little showdown and get that athlete on the national stage with one of the best brands, in the sport.
Yeah, and having it not at altitude, I think, is a huge factor. So many of the top races, you have to race at altitude,
Yep.
and this is, I think, a perfect opportunity, level the playing field out a little bit. I mean, you are going to be around 4,000 feet at the high point of Scottsdale, but that is the high point.
Yeah.
And the rest of it is pretty mellow.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm so excited for this, and I know athletes have to choose, am I going to come down for this? And I hope they do, and I hope this really becomes an annual event that those athletes that we're talking about decide, hey, I'm going to take my whole fall season and train for this event, because that's how important it is for me to try to get my foot into this door of professional trail running. It is so competitive. I can't stress that enough. This sport has taken off. You need to be sponsored, you need to be pretty good now. And this is the spot for you to come show that. And yeah, like I said, I think this athlete is going to be the next breakout star we see in 2023.
Nice. I absolutely love that. And to boot, I mean, one of the best times of the year to be visiting the Phoenix area, the Scottsdale area, running in the desert. It's just a beautiful, fun course too. Almost a single loop. There is that little tack on at the end, about 7 miles, but
yeah, and then come on out. Even if you don't want to run the 50 mile, it's not your thing. Like, this event is so cool. Like I said, about 700 participants. And then we also have a night event, which starts later in the day, about 6, 7 p.m. So you have the option of like, hey, do I want to run 5K, 10 mile, or 5K, 10K? You have so many options. You can come out here, support it. If you've never been to an Aravaipa event, I think you're in for literally a world-class event with how we set up these events. It's not just because this is in Javelina or Black Canyon. We put in the same effort to give those runners this incredible experience. And when I moved out here and seeing that at all the Dirt Series races, this like exceptional service, the athletes always come first. The aid stations are on point. It's so good. There's beer gardens at the end. This has like that like international setup for every single event, even local events. So come on out, race any distance you want, race the night event, and cheer on these athletes that are taking a crack at the 50.
Come out and watch the winners. I mean, it's going to be early afternoon that these guys and gals are coming in. So it's going to be, it'd be awesome to have a huge crowd as they're coming in. Yeah, that's a great point. And so for those of you that have come to Javelina 100, maybe you come out every year, but you haven't tried another one of our races, I think putting a Desert Runner Trail Series event on your calendar is something that's great. Because, we often don't treat them like maybe with our media as premier as the other races, but you're absolutely right. They are just as premier. of an experience. And this is in the same park as the Javelina 100. And those mountains you see in the distance, those are the mountains that you're climbing. That's where Thompson Peak is.
Absolutely. Yeah. Having this event will be great. And yeah, getting people out, like I said, I've reached out to my network of people saying, you got to come out and run one of these Dirt Series events. They're so cool because part of it is you get so many local runners. So it's almost like this blend, this merger of like, we get national runners coming down to just smoke some fast courses because they want to train for something, and they'll come down from everywhere. And then we have this great local community that is always at the events. So it's this cool little mix where, yeah, you might see some of the superstars of the sport because they want to come out for a race. And then you get to also meet the local athletes that are, at our group trail runs. So it's a cool mix. It's a great place. And yeah, I'm so stoked to be directing the Dirt Series, and I can't wait to meet everyone out there.